Well, gang, Lane here on Jackpot Time coming at you on Friday afternoon. Hope everybody's doing good today. So the spring transfer portal window has opened up, and the Gamecocks are, like everybody else, starting to lose a few players. They haven't added anybody yet. The other day, Sidney Fugar, the offensive tackle, left. I made no bones about letting you know that that's not a loss. Not that he wasn't a great young guy. I don't know. He may very well have been, but just wasn't a very good football player, at least not for us. He's gone. Now I just see popping across that safety Keenan Nelson Jr. has hit the portal. This one, I guess it's kind of disappointing in the fact that this guy is a former four-star recruit out of the Philadelphia area. He was the gem of the 2022 class for the Gamecocks. He was that was Shane Beamer's first true signing class at South Carolina. Played really sparingly as a freshman in 22. Last year, started 11 games. He was only credited with, like, I think 9 tackles. So that's not real good. Now, that may have had something to do with scheme. They may have had him in pass coverage more than coming up and trying to stop the run and not giving him the opportunities to make those stops. But you'd think that he'd have a little bit more eye-popping stats than that. Something that kind of wow you a little bit, especially for a former four-star. But it just hasn't happened. And meanwhile, Nick Emenwari, who's also plays safety, was a true freshman in 2022 with him. He was barely recruited. No one knew who he was, and he had a tremendous true freshman season. Regressed a little bit last year, but not too much. Still a big-time player, making some big-time plays for us, so we'll be fine at that position. South Carolina's brought in some really good talent from the high school side, as well as they've added some defensive backs in the portal. So the loss of Nelson is not really going to be one that I think is going to be far-reaching. And you've heard me say this before. There are transfer portal losses that are going to hurt you, and there are some that really are not. Even though this guy was a starter for the majority of the season, it just really looks like he just really wasn't panning out. So, maybe he's asked about playing time or what he can do to elevate his game, and maybe he's not getting the answers he wants. I'm not sure. I don't think that he's probably getting any kind of lucrative NIL deal from anyone. So it probably will be a situation where he ends up with a smaller school and moves closer to home. Or maybe he's in another Power 5 program and he moves closer to home. Keenan Nelson Jr., thank you for being a Gamecock, though, and wish you luck. Now, I was reading today that the Gamecocks have got a couple of kids that are making some decisions this week in terms of their college destinations. It's a 3-star tight end there out of Georgia, he's down to South Carolina and Ole Miss. But they're talking about, like, this kid and his parents have like a $200,000 or $300,000 NIL I guess wish list. That's what they want. That's kind of their demand. Bro, you're not getting that much. I mean, I don't see South Carolina either or Ole Miss paying that much for a freaking tight end. I don't see that. That may be one that you might just pass on, just off of terms of financially being responsible too. Then there's this David Sanders, this offensive tackle. This kid is a 5-star, or it's a high 4-star. He's one of the top offensive tackles in the country. This guy has the Gamecocks on his final 5. Him and his parents wanting a 7-figure NIL deal. That's what they want, 7 figures. Dude, I don't think you're getting 7 figures. I just don't think you're getting 7 figures. He plays offensive tackle. Now, he can play left tackle, which that protects most quarterbacks' blind side, because most quarterbacks are right-handed. When they're throwing, the left tackle protects their blind side. But 7 figures, I can't hardly see anybody outside of a quarterback or maybe an extremely good wide receiver getting that kind of an NIL deal. It just seems like you're shooting for the stars and hoping that you get more than what you actually thought you would. And this is, recruiting has got to be, I don't know, for a head coach, it's got to be fun, challenging, but at the same time, it's got to be an extreme pain in the ass. It really does. I couldn't imagine being a college football coach today. It would be so difficult. Which is, I know I give Shane Beamer hell. Some of it's deserved. Maybe you feel, for some of you feel like it's not all deserved. But God dang, you got to respect the grind and the work that he and all these other head coaches and the assistants too, especially the ones who have anything to do with recruiting, which is, it's not all of them are really into the recruiting piece. There are just certain ones that, I think all of them have a little bit to do with it, but there are certain ones that that's their focal point, and you've really got to respect them, because that they're dealing with a ton of headaches. But anyway, Keenan Nelson Jr. gone. Potential recruits landing spot may be determined on who shells out the most. Just another day in the world of college football. I'll see you guys later. Appreciate it. Peace. I'm out of here. Go Gamecocks. Woo!